Hello! How is everyone? Specifically, how are all the graduates doing out there? Huh? How are you guys doing? I'm going to tell you how I'm doing, and we'll see how you're doing then, okay? Alright, so everyone's graduating. Yay! You know, they're right there in the background. Got my whatever diploma and medals and ugliest hat ever. Whatever. But it's graduation season, and you know, it's a lot of college graduates. I've been in college for 7 years, almost 8, and I have 2 degrees. And anyways, it's been a long time and a long process. And now I can finally go out into the world to make the difference I planned on making. Wonderful! But sometimes life throws you curveballs, and you gotta figure out how to get through those. So this is for those who are going through curveballs. I'm just gonna tell you my experience. Because there's enough inspirational videos out there for you to figure out to your needs. I'm just going to tell you what I'm going through, because maybe someone else out there is going through the same thing. So even though it's not an inspirational video, I do like to encourage people. So here it goes. Always having wonderful conversations with my friends that I wish I would videotape, because the stuff that God shows through us and tells us is just amazing. So I'm going to try and video more of those chats, or give reflections on them so I can remember them and see how far it goes later on. So stay tuned. So just graduated, and everyone's like, you got a job? Got a job? Got a job? Job yet? Huh? What? Job? Interview? Job? Job? What? It's like the birds off of Finding Nemo. Mine. And this meme I found goes exactly on how I feel right now. It says, oh, get a job? Just get a job. Why don't I strap on my job helmet and squeeze down to the job cannon and fire off into the job land where jobs grow on jobbies? You know, keep it, you know, lighthearted, but it is hard to find a job, and especially when you're going through stuff and you don't even know if you can even work that job at this time because whatever you're going through. So here's my situation. Had my graduation postponed a year because I got in a car wreck. I still have injuries, and it hasn't been easy. And my body is saying, no, you cannot do this, and you cannot do this, and you cannot do that. And even though you're smiling because you're joyful and you don't play a victim, you're going to look like there's nothing wrong with you, and people are going to question your motives and everything else you've done. And why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? And why can't she do this? And why can't she do that? It's because you don't know anything about the situation. You need to keep your mouth zipped. Okay? Anyways, I know people have good intentions and they just like want to see you successful, but not everyone has the same definition of success. For me, being successful is having my whole self full, being that I am growing spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and also health-wise, physically. So, you know, so when one of those things get way off track, like your spine being just, you know, kind of shifted like mine was from the car accident, you end up having to shift your focus a little bit towards that. And I'm having to shift my focus towards my health and not towards my career so much. So people are like, you know, what's wrong with you? What's up with you? And whatever. And I had to realize, like, since when did I care what society, you know, thinks? I'm not trying to be like society, and society, you know, society's definition of success and being successful is not my definition. And I just want to be who God wants me to be to other people and make differences. And so now I'm like, ooh, step back. Because the conversation I had with my friend, she was like, you need to rest. And God's going to give you the job that you deserve when He knows that you are capable and ready for the job that you deserve. I don't think God's looking at me and going, hey, I know you're a little banged up, but I need you to, you know, do this, and this, because I've been doing this, and this, and He's been giving me the grace to make it through everything I've had to do to get through this process. And now I'm depending on Him for a job, which I've always depended on Him for a job. You know, every job I've gotten, you know, I feel God has helped me get it. And, you know, your plan may not line up with God's plan. You know, you getting a job right out of college. Because He knows your needs more than you do. And right now, I know my body needs to rest a little bit. And going into a full force job may not be the best thing. In fact, maybe the best thing is me being an assistant to the job that I'm doing, or doing subbing, or anything else that's still going to allow me to use my degree, but not, sacrifice my health. Because what good is it to have your dream job if you're going to, not be well enough to do your job? Your dreams can still come true, and you can still follow your path. The pressure to get the dream job right out of college, like, that doesn't happen. Living in a fantasy if you think it does. So this is just to encourage people that if you worked your butt off to get to where you need to be, and you graduate, you made it here, then you don't owe anyone an explanation on what your plans are after graduation. I'm sorry, you don't, because they are not going what you're going through. And then anyone asked me about, some people I've had, but no one's really asked me how, I've been doing health-wise, spiritually, or anything else like that. The question's always, do you have a job? Because that defines being, having it together. And that doesn't fly with me. I have a lot of other stuff together, and I have my mindset more on what God's plans are for me instead of what society tells me I should go and do. And so I had to slow down and be like, because subconsciously I was stressing out, and it was really hard to apply for jobs because I knew subconsciously my body cannot handle a lot right now, and why am I going to put myself in the position of sacrificing my health? And I have worked a long time to get where I need to be the person I want to be for my students. And I can't be that person if I'm in pain or I'm having, health issues. And so it, to me, just makes sense that, you have to go through the process of college and learn a lot of things to get to where you need to be. Going through the process of healing, I want to be a whole person for, to prepare for my job. And I know everyone has issues and you go through rough patches and seasons, but when I start my job, I'm probably going to be doing it the rest of my life. So there's no, loss here. And, it's just, I think it's hard. People just they don't even realize like how brainwashed they've been to this mindset of you have to do this, have to do that. And I'm in my situation like, well, I'm not married, I don't have kids, I don't really have debt. I think I'll be fine working, which I've always done, worked in gun school, so I'm a hard worker. But I think I'll be fine working and waiting on God to tell me, okay, this is what I have planned for you to do. And then I'll know that I'll have His strength to go through with it where I'm weak. And because I had a lot of God's grace and mercy on my body when I was trying to go through internship. And anyways, I was just glad my friend helped me realize that I didn't have to rush into anything and didn't owe anyone any answers, and also didn't owe it to myself to allow my body to take a break, because it has not taken a break since the car wreck, and it's still trying to heal, and I haven't really been able to allow it because I've had to deal with life, and that's the way things go. So if you're a recent graduate and everyone's bothering you about getting a job, don't get a job right out of college, not usually, especially with the way things are right now, unless you're an engineer. But other than that, it may be like half a year, a year, 2 years. I just know that whenever I get a job that I've been working towards, I'm going to be fully restored mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, and God's going to provide that time for me in that opportunity. And people who know me on a spiritual level, I'm not saying this to them. They already know what's going on, because they know they have my best interest at heart, and they already know my relationship with God, and they're the ones that I'm not worried about. This is for everyone else in the world that feels like they're being pressured, or if you're pressuring somebody and you're not being encouragement to their life, and you're just focusing on negativity and not in their accomplishments. You went through a lot to get here. Celebrate. Do something that you love, but don't don't rush into anything. Figure out what is best for you and not what everyone else is telling you what is best for you. Because, they're not going to be working that job 30 plus years. You are. So you want to make sure you fully move to where you need to move. Relocate when you need to relocate. Specialize in what you need to specialize in. Go and talk to whatever people you think you need to talk to. And so that's my advice on that. because there's too much pressure on graduates when they get out of school to get a job, when you really need to be more focused on what's going on with the person and their whole self. And so, anyways, that's I mumbled around enough. So if you have questions or want me to elaborate on anything or any other details, I'm sure that was boring, but whatever. I will post a video hopefully later. Have a good day.